Joe Smith, he's an assistant coach for the Delsea Crusaders, also the head baseball coach at Williamstown. So he's got a lot of his players on both sides of those teams competing for football championships this weekend. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good morning, Sally. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Just getting ready for a big day, hopefully.
Yeah, man. First off, congratulations on some of your baseball awards. You were first-year coach at Williamstown last year and recently named the Hot Stovers Baseball Coach of the Year, as well as the South Jersey Coaches Association Coach of the Year. So congrats on that. I know it's not baseball season, but got to be nice to add some hardware to the mantle.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, when you get an award like that, it's a lot of people involved. It's certainly just not my award. A lot of players and booster clubs and coaches, and the list goes on and on.
And former Vineland assistant coaches like Dave O'Sullivan, you want to give a shout out to him?
Absolutely. Give a shout out to all the staff at Vineland High School.
There you go, Coach Mal and the boys down there.
Absolutely. I was talking to him yesterday at school.
Nice.
He's fired up. He's fired up for the new season.
Yeah, baseball coaches, they never take a day off, kind of like these football coaches. We were talking to Jonathan Caputo over at Buena Regional, and he's right back into the off-season training. You guys, Delsea Regional taking on Camden, tough game today in South Jersey Group 3. What's the mood like for Delsea? I know these kids are fired up. They produced a rap video and all that stuff. Or a rap song, I should say.
These guys, they're ready. They put in, just like every team does, they put in a lot of hard work, 12 months a year. We have a lot of guys back from last year's championship team. But with that said, it's a new year. It's a new year, new team, and last year's last year, and that'll have no effect on today's game.
What are you expecting in today's game? Obviously Camden is one of the top teams in South Jersey, usually bring a lot to the table in terms of their athleticism and their size, and generally a tough matchup for any team in South Jersey.
Yeah, they obviously have talent all over the field, a lot of speed. With them being on turf, they play on turf. That's an advantage. But we'll be ready, and we're just going to have to do what we do and run the football and hopefully work some clock and keep some of them guys off the field on offense.
For a guy like Sal Marquez, head coach over there at Delsea, he's been at it for such a long time and has played in so many championship games. What's his demeanor like on a day like today? Is it kind of old hat for him? Does he get still nervous in a game like this?
He's been doing it a long time. If you know Sal, his personality is pretty even keel no matter what the situation is. And, I'm sure I have a little bit of nerves, but, he pretty much goes day to day the same way. He approaches every practice the same, every game the same, and he's been doing the same thing for 23 years now. So, he'll have a little bit of nerves, but pretty much he's just going to do what he always does.
Now, you're a head coach in baseball at Williamstown and obviously an assistant coach for football at Delsea. How different is the role of an assistant coach, especially on a football team? How do you view your role this week in terms of getting these guys prepared? And do you try to fire them up a little bit? And, because like you said, Coach Marquez is such an even-keeled guy. He's not a rah-rah type of guy. And does that kind of fall on the shoulders of some of the assistant coaches?
Yeah, all the assistants, we all have a role. Obviously, we all coach a position, and we need to have our position ready. And as far as me as an assistant, that's my main role, to have my two positions ready to play on both sides of the ball and execute, the best they can. As far as firing people up, we have a few guys on the staff that, get a little fired up. And Sal, he'll get fired up too, even though he's even keels. Once in a while he'll let them have it. So, again, I don't think, as far as today is, I don't think anybody needs any motivational speeches or things like that. These guys, they've been waiting for this since last year at Rowan. So, we'll be ready.
What about you personally? You get any sleep last night?
A little bit, anxious.
Yeah.
We were saying yesterday at practice, like, we just can't wait for it to be here. 2 weeks of preparation, and all the ifs and buts, and if this happens and if this doesn't happen. So we just can't wait for kickoff.
We're going to be talking to one of your guys, Quinn Collins, the quarterback, here at the bottom of the hour. How important has he been to your offense and your team in general? Obviously, most high school teams take on the personality of their quarterback and how well that kid does, and talk about him a little bit and what he's meant to this season for you guys.
Quinn's had an unbelievable career. Probably 2-3 games in the last year, he really started to click with the offense. It's not an easy offense to run, and he's done an unbelievable job. And we certainly wouldn't be here today without Quinn Collins. The read option, he's got a lot on his plate. He's a very smart kid, and he usually makes the right decisions. So we're glad to have him on our side today.
What's it like coaching against him and in baseball?
Oh, I'll tell you, he can hit. I'll tell you what, I coached, had a couple of hits against us this year when we played Delsea in the Carpenter Cup. I coached him up at the Carpenter Cup, and he's a pure hitter. So he's just a good kid. He's a competitor, and like I said, we're fortunate to have him.
What about you going to be hanging around for the Williamstown game at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I like to get back and watch. Tommy Gibson, our shortstop, he starts defensive back. You had him on earlier the show today. I like to catch some of the game. And some of the Toms River guys are going to be there also, so I like to catch up with some of them guys.
Yeah, you're. I guess you were at Toms River South for a while, right?
Yeah, Toms River South, and I coached football at Toms River East. So North was pretty much our big rival up there. It's funny because it's East rival and South rival.
Right.
Seems like North's kind of the team that, not that people don't like, but that's the school that people want to beat.
What are you thinking in that game? Give us a little bit of insight. Toms River North versus Williamstown, obviously two of the top schools in South Jersey. When you're talking about any sport, baseball, football, basketball, so many good athletes at these schools, and that's got to be a pretty exciting game. At 6 o'clock today at Rowan.
Yeah, I mean that's the big matchup. When you have that many kids and the school is that big, you're going to have some tremendous athletes, and more importantly is, in that kind of group, you have backup. You have bodies. Once you start getting into the lower groups, you get some injuries, and it makes a big difference. And I think the big schools, they just have a little more to pull from, and you got guys who can step right in and make plays. So that's like the SEC, pretty much Group 5. That's the big boys. So that should be a great game.
We're talking with Joe Smith, assistant coach at Delsea Regional for the football team, also the head baseball coach at Williamstown. Coach, looking at these matchups today and tomorrow, a little bit interesting. You guys, Delsea is one of only two top-seeded teams to make the finals, West Deptford being the other. And you look at some of these other finals, we have 4 number 4 seeds in the championship games. Any surprise at how these playoffs have turned out?
It's high school sports. When you never know. High school kids, you don't know how they're going to react. It's great to see the lower seeds win. I'll be pulling for Clayton today. It's been our neighbor our whole life here. And, they got some Delsea guys coaching them over there. Coach Tucker, Noel Bowen, and Ron Houlihan. So, we're going to be pulling for Clayton today in that first game. But when it comes to high school sports, you never know what you're going to get, and it's pretty exciting when you see some upsets.
Good stuff. We'll let you get going and get ready for today's game. Thanks for taking a few minutes, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Sully. Thank you very much. Take care.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, that was Coach Smith, assistant coach over there at Delsea. They're going to be taking on Camden today.